Oh, it has been a quiet month in June for sneakers, and it looks to be, at least so far, a pretty quiet month in July. My channel is going to die at this rate. Not that it was ever that alive, which brings me to the point. If you've watched my videos in the past, if you liked any of them, please do me a favor, like and subscribe. It will help the algorithm gods not forget about me. But it is the month of July. We are entering the second half of 2026. And here are the shoes that I really want for this month. And huge disclaimer, there are probably a ton of nice, very delicious shoes that are going to drop in July that we don't know of yet. And there are probably going to be some shoes in July that are going to get pushed back. But yeah, I will warn you from the information gathered right now. It's kind of a dry month. If I had to bet, I think there are going to be some super nice like collaborations or special releases that will surprise us that maybe I just missed, but I tried to do a decent job of getting all the sneaker release dates. Oh, that's a tough month. Here we go. Now, quick post-recording interjection here. I totally missed that the 2K4 Sue Bird PE colorway is dropping on July 24th. If you've seen my past videos about the 2K4, I have explained that it is one of my favorite basketball shoes ever. Just absolutely defined an era. This was a colorway meant for Sue Bird, Hall of Fame WNBA player for the Seattle Storm. And these Seattle colors are just delicious. Bring back the Sonics, bring back Seattle. They deserve a team. This is a must-have for me. Now first, it is the Nike Air Force One Low Denim that is dropping on July 8th for $130. Now I am a huge fan of the Air Force One of the most timeless classic shoes that you'll ever see, that has ever been invented. When you think about a sneaker, an Air Force One shape is probably what many people think of. Now usually I don't love like denim on sneakers, like I just don't like that texture on my shoes, and I usually also don't love too much patent leather on my sneakers, but there's something about this shoe, the way it looks, like the way the colorway pops, I think it just looks really good. I'm not too sure like which parts are denim, which parts are exactly patent leather, so I gotta get it in hand to see it up close, but I just like the color, like the darkness of the blue of this particular colorway on this shoe. Yeah, I think it looks really good. One thing that I think would look better is if they swapped out the outsole for gum bottoms. I think that would actually elevate the shoe a little bit. But yeah, one of the better Air Force Ones to drop so far in 2026. Another post-recording interjection here. The spot was actually for the Air Max 95 711, but literally right after recording, I saw a post stating 711 is actually suing Nike for dropping the shoe. So apparently they're not happy with Nike not explicitly branding 711 on the shoe, but using the word convenience store in the description, as well as using the colors, of course, without their permission. So this shoe is either never going to drop or they will be postponed. But it is funny because this shoe definitely has been produced in maybe limited quality, but they've definitely been manufactured already for an original July 11th release date. But that is no longer the case. And at number 4, it is the Air Jordan 4 Comic that is dropping on July 25th for $230. Now this shoe is actually going to drop at San Diego Comic-Con and is inspired by the Michael Jordan comic t-shirt from back in the day in 1985, I believe, it first dropped. So you see this very cool t-shirt, and this shoe, I don't think it's like the best thing they could have done, but July is a very dry month, so it's going to make this list, and it does come with some comic theme inspiration. So you see the top 2 eyelets that has been changed to have these like spikes, kind of like an action bubble there. It also comes with this gradient on the netting, as well as these dots on the flight patch. I can't remember what the dots are called, but there is a term for these comic book dots, and it does get Nike Air branding on the booty, but it has this comic book aesthetic. I think that looks really cool. I love how that swoosh looks, especially how it's kind of broken up. That, to me, is probably the best part of this shoe. Now, this shoe isn't perfect. There's a few things I don't like. Primarily, the bonkers price, $230. Go f*** yourself, Jordan Brand. That's insane. I don't care if it's dropping just at San Diego Comic-Con. Stop creeping those prices up for every single shoe. And number 2, what I don't really love is probably the white base. I kind of wish they made the shoe pop a little bit more, just made it more like bold, stand out a bit more. It'll be harder to wear, but for a comic book shoe, I did want it to be like super loud. I get the t-shirt was white, but they could have used like some other type of color for the base. just to really make a statement. Now next, it is the Jordan 7 Mero that is dropping on July 10th for $255. Now I've already reviewed the shoe. If you want to know the details, please check out the video. But long story short, this shoe originally dropped in 2008. It was before the 2008 Beijing Olympics to celebrate the 1992 Barcelona Olympics. And the colors on the shoe is inspired by the artist Joan Miró. I believe that's how you pronounce it. Specifically his sculpture, Woman and the Bird. But he was born in Barcelona. So you'll see this kind of abstract art and colors on the shoe itself. It does get number 9 on the booty because Michael Jordan did wear number 9 in the 92 Barcelona Olympics. Of course, that Olympics was very special. First time NBA athletes were allowed to participate in the Olympics, and they absolutely destroyed the competition. It also really popularized the game as well. So in 2008, they decided to pay tribute to that Olympics. This shoe was actually like very well received back in the day. It's a grail for some. Now, after I reviewed the shoe, there's a lot of people that don't like it. So a lot of people think it kind of looks childish, looks kind of tacky, specifically like the design and colors used, which goes to show like what's popular or what's kind of more well received for a general audience does change within like 1 to 2 decades. For me, as someone that grew up in the 90s, early 2000s, I'm a millennial. I just like the way the shoe looks. And at number 2, it is the Nike Sabrina 4 that is dropping on July 17th for $135. Now, if you've seen my reviews on the Sabrina 2s, Sabrina 3s, you will know I'm a huge fan of her shoes. I think they have all performed really well. Durability issues might still kind of be a problem, but I'm a lightweight player, so I don't put as much stress and torque on my shoes as like a 6'8" athlete. But in general, I think it's one of the best and affordable basketball shoes on the market right now, and I'm really looking forward to the 4th iteration of her shoe. And I think actually this might be the best looking one. I like how the toe kind of is a little bit more sleek, just has a more angular shape to the shoe anyway, from what I can see. I think the 1s, 2s, and 3s are well designed, but I wouldn't say they're like stunning shoes, but I think this looks really good. It does feature some new innovations, so apparently it has a new kind of TPU fly plate. It's kind of Nike's new way of branding like the TPU support. It also comes with these mirrored swooshes that, according to Nike.com, is supposed to reinforce Sabrina's affirmation for athletes to see themselves in the shoe. And the outsole looks like it has S patterns all over. It also has the eye on the heel, obviously, for her last name, Ionescu. Does come with Cushlon 3.0, just like the Sabrina 2s and 3s. Does come with a zoom in the forefoot. So tech-wise, it doesn't look like they've added too much, but why fix something when it ain't broke? It really is one of the better received basketball shoes on the market right now. I think it still is like the 2nd most popular signature shoe for NBA players behind Kobe's. So it's doing really well. So there's not too much they need to tweak and fix, but still, I'm really looking forward to this one. I have 2 pairs of the Sabrina 2s, 2 pairs of the Sabrina 3s. Probably have to double up on a Sabrina 4 as well. And at number 1, it is the Air Jordan 3 True Blue that is dropping on July 18th for $230. Now, of course, this is an OG colorway from way back in 1988. It did retro in 2001, 2009, 2011, 2016. So it has been a whole decade since we last saw this colorway. We did see the return of the Wizards colorway a few years ago, kind of the peasant version of the True Blues, even though I think that is still a pretty nice colorway. But of course, this being an OG colorway, it is more special. It does not feature like the usual Chicago black and red. Comes with blue on the shoe. Just a very clean, easy to wear Jordan 3 at the historical significance of this being an OG colorway. And yeah, it couldn't be nothing but number 1 for this very quiet month, at least so far, for July. So that's it. Thanks for watching. Soul Inclined. Let me know what shoes you want on this list. What did I miss? Like, subscribe, comment, all the good stuff. And remember, tomorrow may never come, so wear your shoes.